Good evening, ladies and children, or of course, good day, good afternoon, good morning, depending on wherever you may be. This is Paris of Epirus, and this is weekly tournament 21, and I did reasonably well, which was a shock. You'll also notice Geigor and Loken. Ooh. But Pyrrhus, what could Geigor and Loken be doing here? Well, he was one of the two warlords I used. The format was best of 3 as per usual, single elimination, best of 3, and it was tactics only, which was quite cool. There were a few tactics banned to sort of balance it out, a few warlords, so like thankfully Perturabo and Magnus weren't there, because they would just smash that meta. And like Edict, because that would be daft. Everyone pitch their hands. Yeah, so I'll go through my decks and then I'll show you the games. So I very much did like a magic focus, so I went for red deck wins style. So it's just damage, 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 and that really influenced my selection of warlords as well. So some really interesting selections of warlords, but I just went for ones that dish out damage without having to take damage in return, because it's a massive race. So the 2 damage, high initiative as well, because it's a race. So I want to go first. So yeah, quickfires, void engage, guaranteed 3 damage, and you draw a card. You know, just more card draw, thinning out the deck. I did resupply. Did I change that at all? I wanted to change that to abandoned supplies at some point, but doesn't matter. Catacombs of Tizca, so that was actually quite useful. Precog in this kind of situation can be quite good against like Sevatar, Angron. Breach, so just if they manage to get a frontline troop out, like, you know, Ornithos Barge. Crack grenades, you know, quite a few people playing that one that you draw, like Cyclotherop Moon, whatever it was. So you draw 2 vehicles and reduce their cost by 1. Chariot of the Gods, Artillery Strike, so just damage, damage. That's really good, you know. No creatures, or few creatures, so guaranteed 5 damage. Damage, damage. Bit of survival. It was my one concern about this deck is it didn't really have any healing, but I'm hoping to just kill them first. Yeah, so Forge Fane, 2 Vorax, can't go wrong. And then Orbital Bombardment as a sort of polisher. Finish them. The other one, that's my collection, is Geigor. I forgot I'd named it that. Just ignore that. Okay, so we've got, again, damage equal to your attack. That's quite relevant. You know, slightly more health. Still high initiative. Void engage, so a lot of similar cards. Emperor's Executioners, I mean, Christ, so good. Wolfclaw. I do think Space Horse is the way to go in this deck, in this event. I would have gone for Lehman Russ if I could have done, but you know, this guy works really well. Bloodthirst +1/+0, so 7 mana, that's 6 damage for free. You know, no return. Breach, Crack, Asteroid's Belt, just getting, you know, more energy faster. Excoriation, Wolf Spirit, just to get some Astartes. You might draw like a Halfdan, like, you know, can't go wrong with that. Arty Strike, Mortar Strike, Fateful Weird is sick because it's guaranteed survivor 3 and 3 cards. Manifest Dionysian, which is sick in this because, you know, like, you just lock people down, you know. Plus it puts you on a par with Angron, so like, you know, it's like, oh no, we're both 3s, but you're stunned now, so. And then finally for Risen Wolves, because why Forge Fane when you can have Frecky and Gary? Right, so so I've sort of rushed through that, but I did want to get started. As you can see, it's all gone quite well. Very cute. I know, baby. Yeah, sorry. So my first round, the guy had to pull, so Orthanol or Gore very kindly stepped in. And he used Nemeton. I was super excited about this. I mean, this guy's ability, I didn't think about it. But that's why I'm not like, you know, king like Gore's.
I can take it.
Because, you know, it's just like, you don't want to attack him. Because he's got 4 attack. It's unacceptable. So I keep slapping him. And, you know, I'll offer some narration, but really this is just showing you how it all went and what went through, so... Oh. Yeah, so Pride of Mars, I didn't think to use that in my deck. Quite a few people did. Really, really cool idea. Easy way to get sort of troops on the board. I just really didn't think about getting a board going, if I'm honest. Like, I have so much removal because of just all the tactics. I just didn't really consider it. And it worked out quite well. Because, you know, I won a race. So yeah, clear his board. Now that was really cool. So you give him like 4 attack and then you just slap the opponent in the face. It was so cool. Like, big props to Orthanol. This deck was so much fun to play against. Other random point. Look at those card backs, man. They are the most awesome card backs I've ever seen. Like, I'm very jealous. I want it, precious. So yeah, I've got a really, really good health lead. I mean, his survival's up. But I've got good boards. You know, loads of stuff going on. I need to stop that that ability, you know. So I'm just going to stun lock him out for the rest of the game. That was another cool one, Orbital Tactics. Like, it's so annoying. I love this deck. Like, it was so cool to play against. A bit of healing, which I sort of lacked, really. Yeah, again, I didn't consider salamanders, and actually, they're a really cool idea. I would have done Iron Hands, but the servo arms were banned, so no free heals for me. So I've got a stun lock now. I've got, you know, a net health lead of 6. He plays that, but I have, you know, the better Forge Fane, which is Finrising Wolves. This is why I thought that they'd be good in this event type, man. It's looking decidedly not cool for, you know, Nemetor, captain of the 15th Company. That was a really cool, like, finishing card, like getting those demons. Like, again, you know, because you don't have any troops, you're not going to sacrifice any. It's great late game. So cool. Like, I wonder if Ingathel actually would have been really good in this. Like, he makes sort of like a demon summoning style deck. That would have been really cool. Like, you go like Pride of Mars, and then just give him loads of marks of chaos. Ooh, why didn't I do that? So that's game 1. We then go on to game 2. He decided to play his other deck because he's awesome like that, and he played Saul. Saul again. Like, I wonder if Fulgrim would have been awesome because he, like, his ability draws a tactic, right? That would have been quite fun. And he uses some really cool cards again that, like, are really interesting. It's why I like these events, because you get to see really creative deck building, like reducing the cost of your stuff by 1. you know, and then Saul's ability making stuff cheaper so you can play more. Like, it's a nice race strategy. So as you can see, I'm just, you know, getting that race going, really getting as much damage out every turn as I can. He's doing fancy stuff like playing cards and drawing things and stuff. But yeah, so I'm really trying to kind of get out lots of damage on him. I got a nice health lead, you know. So I do this here just so that I can use my ability. So I'm doing, you know, 4 damage, which is 1 less than Mortar Strike, but it means that next turn I do Mortar Strike and my ability, and it, you know, prevents me from taking some damage. So it's all good, you know, like 7 damage turn 4 is nothing to be shy about, especially when it's half of his health. You know what I mean? Also, like, if you haven't, you should totally check out this band called The Who. They're like a Mongolian metal band, and they use like throat singing, and it's super cool. Very, very White Scars, which is a slight hint. Go check out my White Scars in the community contest. And yeah, so you can see I've got lethal. Like, well, I can first set of lethal in. Kill him still. 2, not really. No. Dum. But you know, I've got 18 health. He needs to kill me like this turn, which, you know, when you do that, will get you worried. Especially when it can do stuff like that. I mean, precog was a cool idea. Like, obviously, if I didn't have the cards in hand, I wouldn't be able to, you know, kill him. But because of my ability, I ignore precog. So he's not quite dead. I Karakoons myself because I'm on 8. You know, that way if he plays his bombardment, he can't quite finish me off. That was worrying though. Like, I mean, if he had a mortar in hand, for example, I'd be done. It's just all about that card draw. Let that be a lesson to you. It's so close as well, like, you know.
We'll fight to the last man.
Pop, pop, pop. So just a note on that, I'd like to say, like, Gore is fantastic. Like, he always runs really great events, and he's an absolute charmer when he plays you. Perfect gentleman. Even for an orc. I didn't mean it. So, sorry. So, second round, I'm up against Victorcian. He is Sevator and Saul, so we'll go through that. Sevator's a cool idea, like, you know, sort of like an Angron, but with a better pool of cards, because one of the issues with Angron was the Armor of Mars' banned.
Death to the false emperor.
And I wasn't too enthused by that. But like in this sort of setup where, you know, it's unlikely that your opponent's going to be playing creatures, like Sevatar is for all intents and purposes 3 strength. I mean, a really interesting thing he could have done with me if he wanted to slow me down is he could have spent his time giving me -2 attack, because then my ability would actually have been 0. But I guess, you know, that's the thing. I don't think anyone thought to race hit points in quite the same way as me. Like, I literally just went I'm going to deal as much damage every turn as I possibly can. Whereas, like, everyone else thought of these really clever, cool ideas. So I felt a little bit lame. But, yeah, like, las rifle sections, so cool. You know, nice little tricks to get a board going in a in an event that doesn't have troops. I don't know how I feel about using that at 0 mana. It feels a bit wasteful, I've got to be honest. Like, if I had a... I mean, I didn't, but if I had a defense satellites turn 5, like, this board would have disappeared. But, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, we've got a good race going on at the moment. I've got a pretty nice board. I've got 6 mana open, so I've got the opportunity to deal a lot of damage to him. Obviously, he's wearing me down as well. So I'm turn 6. I'm just going to race him. Oh. So we are neck and neck at this point, you know, like, it's clear he's got some damage in his hand. He's down to 5. Like, he knows I've got mortar strikes, so I was a bit surprised he let himself go down to 5. But it is what it is. Like, he probably knew the end was 9. So then game 2. So because I win with Geigor, I have to change over to Garviel, to Loken. Loken was like, I was unsure, like the lack of sort of health gain and 30 health made me a little bit anxious, but turned out he was pretty good.
Death to the false emperor.
That's why I focused him so much on damage, because all I've got to do with him is just deal more damage every fucking time, you know, and hope that it nets with a win. So yeah, Sevatar comes out strong. You know, he knows he's got more health than me, and I think he's got the gist of what I'm all about, so I'm just gonna wear him down. Because, you know, I'm dealing 4 damage over 2 turns until he does that, in comparison with 3 to him. Now it's 6 to 6, so obviously that's a problem for me. So, you know, I'm trying to close that gap, give myself some breathing room. Like with all the card draw, I don't know, like cycling through my deck, like in the early game I was trying to be more focused on just getting damage on the board, like I felt that was more important. It all stems from this sort of game I played with LCFR ages ago. I've got an old video on it, and one of the comments the LCFR said was, you didn't need to draw, like, spend the mana on something you can do now, and that sort of resonated with me, because it makes sense, right? I mean, that's obviously a huge problem. He's now got 20 health, 21 really, if you consider that, you know, it's going to be 2 attacks to get through. It's like I have to have that kind of extra set of damage. But this is all looking pretty horrible. Plays the 1-1 again. Oh no. Like, okay. See, yeah, I got a little bit of room. I'm doing the best I can. You know, it's not looking great because it's going to be very difficult for me, especially now he's done that at this stage, to get through his health and kill a 5. Like, you know, it's, yeah. I'm on 6 anyway, so next turn he wins. So, yeah, I'll try to look for some answers. I think I kill myself here. For fun. Yeah, I just deal what damage I can. So I did well in the race, you know, I dealt almost as much. No, I dealt more than I took. 32 damage.
Your
Yeah.
future
So
is grim.
even like losing in this game, Loken still dealt more damage than he took. It's just about outracing your own health bar, very sort of Lucian-esque. No! The shame of defeat. But it's okay, Loken. It's not over. You have a chance to redeem yourself. And we have another soul, you know? We have another chance to get the bants going.
Practice makes perfect.
Then you need
Then
more
you
practice.
need more practice. Good, scrub. Loken's bants are awesome. And that was cool.
We'll fight to the last man.
Given the, like, you know, health issues. Sorry, I don't like to sort of attack in if I can help it. You know, I've got more than enough face damage that I don't want to be reducing my own health. See, he starts reducing the cost of his cards. You know, Soul's quite a cool pick. I can see why people went for it. So, Cyclothraith, that's the one. This was quite a cool little card. Yay, cards! So, I mean, health-wise, I'm looking pretty healthy right now. That may be about to change. So I do wonder if there was something you could play there. This is what I mean about getting that tempo out on the board. Like, causing pressure. Because I'm not worried about drawing cards. Like, it's all good, you know? So it's looking good, you know? I'm getting more damage out. I'm back to a 10-point lead. You know, I've got 4 mana, so I'm going to stretch that to a 14-point lead. Like, you know, his turn 4 and his board's empty. Like, there we go. That was quite cool. It's a shame it didn't have like an ability to go with it, because unfortunately that meant I could largely ignore it. It's a 4/6. I don't, you know, I'm not too bothered. Like, I've got a crack grenade, but I'm just gonna kill Soul. He's on 7 health. I can deal 5 damage next turn. And I get to Volcanic as well, which guarantees that everything's going down. Yeah. It was quite unfortunate they sort of played it in that order, really. Because it's just like, you built a board, off it goes. So he needs to do 18 damage to me. It's not unfeasible, like, he does a pretty good job. I think if he had the 7 mana, you know, the bombardment one. This was really cool, actually. I didn't consider this. This is a super cool idea. I was really worried he was gonna like play the mad damage, like
Well
7
played.
damage perfection card.
Lock and load.
Life would be sad, but fortunately he didn't have the grease.
Well played.
Yeah, there was a little pause there. I was like, wait, I didn't kill him? Oh, for fuck's sake. So he sort of said well played to speed it up. So yeah, that was the semi-final. Some really interesting decks there, and then we get on to the final against the gentleman Duragrask. Now, we had a bit of a friendly rivalry because we played literally just before in the Kaz Open. And he's just the super kindest guy ever. He was so nice, and I felt a bit sorry for him because his deck was super cool. Like Morty in this again. Didn't think about it. I don't think a lot. It turns out. Probably why I play this sort of red deck wins meta in this. Just damage, bro. But yeah, like it's a really cool little like counter for my warlord abilities because I'm relying on the warlords to do a lot of the meat, you know, and they won't get to do that against mortality.
Face your final justice.
Face your final
All of
justice.
us.
So I've got a nice hand. Haven't got that health lead yet, but you know, it's not the end of the world. And at least while he's stunning me, he's not like dealing damage with that mana. Like that was a positive in my opinion. Whereas I can, you know, use all of my mana to drop mortar strikes. Also, I like his card backs. They're quite cool. With the little plague sensor bearer things. They're nice. Or just sensors. The bearer would be the person, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. You know where the comments are. So, you know, I'm wearing him down. This was really cool. I like that card. Like, that makes your warlord super relevant. That was cool. Like, I do wonder if Typhon would have been absolutely undefeatable in this meta, actually. Oh, I don't know. Was he banned? He might have been banned. Because you don't have enough to wear down a Typhon who will go to mill loss. Because I don't think you can deal that much damage. I really don't. You'd have to build like a super crazy board, and I don't think Typhon would let you. So, you know, he's wearing me down, man. Like, it's not looking great, but then I can sort of recoup some of those losses by spending all of my mana to get it. Like, I could have like T-showed there, but it's just he has enough cards. I have enough cards, and I don't want to give him more. That was quite cool. I was glad I cracked grenades in these decks because stuff like that were tedious as balls. Yeah. Get rid of that nonsense. Get some creatures in hand. So I got a bit hairy at one point. Like, he got a really convincing board out. It might have had... does he Forge Feint? Oh no, yeah, so he does this. Which is, you know, to be expected. And then he does that, which is... cray cray. So... I don't clear his board at all. So I have to Excoriation Campaign. And you know, like, it's not the end of the world. Like, he ends with 1 Meldon squad left, and I've got a 6 health advantage, so it's looking okay, I guess. Is this where he forge fames? Yeah, so this is the really cool bit. Like, he stalls out and then builds this horrifying board. And it's like, oh shit, what do I do? So I get obviously Survivor 3, Catacombs. Do I play guy? Yeah, so I'm just trying to wear down his, like, the health of his guys so that my artillery strike, when it eventually hits, will have something to do. But it's not ideal, he's got a pretty strong position. So this isn't looking great. Artillery strike, you know, I get quite lucky with the distribution of damage there. Catacombs myself again, I'm just trying to stall out any damage that's coming my way. I do like T-Show at this point, I need some answers. You may have noticed that I go in there. Now, Durag spoke to me after this and he didn't realise that I had precog up. Because obviously what he's not been able to do there is stun me, which allows me to Wolf Claw. Not that he knew I had it, but you know, it allows me to Wolf Claw and win. And yeah, I felt quite bad for him because he, you know, if I didn't have precog, he would have taken the round. And then I executioners, like so tight, like a one health win for all intents and purposes. Like, I felt quite bad. But yeah, so you can see his Mortarion deck is sick. Like, there's a reason he got to the final. Like, I was worried going in with Garviel because I just, like, I don't have that much more damage in this than I do in my, in fact, you know, I think I have less damage in this deck
My unbroken blades.
than I do in Geigor's deck, but like Geigor and Garviel seem to work just fine, so can't complain. So I'm keeping the crack grenades because I know vehicles are going to come out, because I know earlier I said, well, you know, I generally don't draw the cards because, you know, I don't want to, like, I don't want to waste time. But, like, if he gets out a fat vehicle, you know, I'd rather use a crack grenade than, like, a chariot. Or, like, vengeful spirit to deal with it. Like, what a waste that would be. So at this point, I'm playing for first place, so, you know, that's super cool. If I win this, I'm a champion! Which is odd for me because I'm not a naturally good deck builder, so I was actually really happy that I built these two decks that seem to do well, because building decks is not my strength. Like, I'm a good player, you can give me a good deck and I'll play it to a reasonable standard, but building decks is not my favourite thing in the world. You know, I'm getting him down to my health value, just wearing him down. Crazy, crazy Morty. There we go, Cyclops Wraith again. It's got quite a full hand, I think. 9 in hand. I've got 8. But I've got 2 crack grenades, so whatever kind of creatures he comes out with, I should have a solution for it. I'm saving the volcanic and the artillery for when he plays creatures. Like, I just wanted to get some more damage on the board. Like, that was a shock. No, that had to die. Maybe. Did I volcanic? What did I crack? Yeah, volcanic. Again, like, you know, if he plays one of those 3-5 tanks, I want the crack open just to polish it off. All the while he's on like 12, so, you know, it's looking pretty good. Like, obviously, I'm getting down to 8, and Vengeful Spirit is to a bomb, so. Yeah, so just flat out, 8 to his face, pass turn. Because he has to deal 14 damage to me now or I win, so, you know. I really wanted to orbital bombard, but it's just too risky. Like all of the damage goes in his other stuff. Like, it would make me very sad. I mean, technically I'd have lethal with an orbital bombard here, but you know. But yeah, so he gets me down to 8. This is what I mean. Like, the amount of damage this deck kind of blew
We'll
out. He
fight
took
to the
22
last
damage
man.
and dealt out, you know, plus 40, like madness. And that's it. That was week 21 tournament, and I took the prize. So at some point, I'm going to get the Canis Vertex legendary, unless Gore follows through his promise and gives me the Canis Helix instead. I would be very unhappy if that happened. But yeah, so I mean, I'm going to do one for the Kaz Open. I'm going to do a video for the set creation competition because I've got White Scars set that I designed. You should check them out if you haven't, because I had great fun doing it. And once I've got Canis Vertex, I'll make a deck and jam with it. You never know, I might be the first streamer to show off some stuff with them, so that'd be exciting. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you think there's anything that I should have had in those decks, or if you think I should have played them differently, or if you would have used a different Warlord that maybe you haven't seen and were sort of curious as to why it wasn't there, throw it out. Like, put it in the comments, let me know. Thanks for persisting through all of this. I know it was a bit long, but I wanted to show you the whole tournament because I won. Yay! Right, Pyrrhus of Epirus signing up.